Gentlemen, if you are over 50, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that pleasure doesn't feel the same as it used to? That intense rush, the electrifying power of an orgasm, the way your body once reacted like you were unstoppable at 18, it's not as strong anymore, is it? For many men, this is the silent truth. Energy declines, performance slows down, and intimacy no longer feels like the fire it once was. But here's the thing, no one tells you. It doesn't have to be this way. In fact, there is one food, one very specific fruit, that can make your body react almost as if time had turned back the clock. A fruit that science shows can dramatically improve circulation, restore vitality, and yes, make your orgasms feel powerful again, almost like when you were 18 years old. And I'm not talking about some exotic herb from the other side of the world. I'm talking about something you can find today in most supermarkets, something you've probably seen dozens of times, but never realized its hidden power. That fruit is the pomegranate. Yes, the bright red fruit filled with jewel-like seeds has been quietly studied for its remarkable effects on male health, and the results are nothing short of stunning. Researchers have found that pomegranate juice and seeds are loaded with compounds that boost nitric oxide in your blood. What does that mean? It means your blood vessels relax, blood flows more freely, and oxygen delivery to every part of your body increases. And if there is one thing every man over 50 needs more of, it is healthy blood flow. Without it, performance drops, stamina weakens, and orgasms lose their intensity. With it, your body can respond with the same force and sensitivity you thought was gone forever. But before you rush to the store and grab a bottle of juice, you need to listen carefully because here's where most men go wrong. Pomegranate can work like magic, but only if you consume it the right way. In fact, many popular products on the shelves, especially those bottled juices filled with added sugars, can do more harm than good. They not only cancel out the benefits, they can actually make your performance worse. And that's why so many men miss out. They hear about pomegranate, they try it in the wrong form, and then they believe it doesn't work. That's not the only trap either. Later in this video, I'm going to expose two common foods, things men over 50 eat almost every single day, that silently destroy your vitality and weaken your orgasms without you even realizing it. You may think they are healthy, you may think they're harmless, but once you know the truth, you'll understand why avoiding them is just as important as adding pomegranate to your diet. So now you know the name of the fruit, but don't leave just yet because knowing the food is only the beginning. You need to know why it works, how much to use, when to eat it, and how to avoid the dangerous mistakes that could completely erase its benefits. And when we get to that, you'll see exactly how a simple change in your diet can make the difference between feeling like your age or feeling like a man who's 18 again. Now that you know the secret fruit, let's dive deeper into why pomegranate is so powerful for men over 50. See, the biggest challenge men face with age is not just lower testosterone, it's the gradual decline of circulation. Your arteries stiffen, your blood vessels don't expand as easily, and the result is weaker blood flow throughout your entire body. And when blood flow is weak, energy suffers, performance suffers, and yes, your orgasms lose the explosive intensity they once had. This is where pomegranate comes in. Inside those ruby red seeds are compounds called polyphenols, along with antioxidants so powerful that they're considered among the best in nature. These compounds boost nitric oxide, the very same molecule that your body needs to relax blood vessels and send more blood where you need it most. That's why studies on men drinking pure pomegranate juice showed improvements in circulation, better recovery, and even measurable increases in testosterone levels. Think about that for a second. A simple fruit helping your body produce more of the very hormone that keeps you young, vital, and masculine. But here's something fascinating. When researchers compared men who consumed pomegranate regularly to those who didn't, the difference wasn't just in hormone levels or blood pressure. Many of the men reported a sharper increase in sexual desire, more sensitivity, and orgasms that felt more satisfying, stronger, and more like the ones they remembered from their youth. That's because your pleasure depends on two key things: your hormones and your circulation, and pomegranate targets both at the same time. Now, I want to ask you something, and I really want you to answer honestly in the comments. Tell me your country below. Why? Because men all over the world face the same issue, but not everyone has easy access to pomegranate in its natural form. In some countries, it's everywhere. In others, it's harder to find. By sharing your country, we'll understand together how common this fruit is worldwide, and you might even inspire another man watching from across the globe to start his own journey. So pause for a second, drop your country in the comments, and let's see where all of us men over 50 are watching from. Now let's continue, because there's something you absolutely must understand. It's not just about eating pomegranate once and expecting miracles. The key is consistency. Think of your body like a machine. If the pipes are clogged and rusty, pouring in fresh oil once won't fix it. But clean it out regularly, maintain it properly, and suddenly the machine starts running like new again. Your body works the same way. By adding pomegranate into your daily or weekly routine, you're not only restoring blood flow, you're protecting your arteries, fueling your hormones, and setting yourself up for long-term vitality. But don't be fooled. Just because you know the food doesn't mean you're safe. Many men sabotage themselves by combining this powerful fruit with the wrong diet. Later in this video, I'll reveal the 2 everyday foods that are secretly draining your masculinity, foods most men eat without realizing the damage they cause. If you don't cut them out, even the best foods like pomegranate won't save your performance. And that's why understanding both sides, the foods that heal and the foods that harm, is so critical. So keep watching, because the deeper we go, the clearer the picture becomes. This is not about one magical fruit. It's about using the right natural tools to unlock the same strength, stamina, and pleasure you thought belonged only to your younger years. Now that you understand why pomegranate is so powerful, let's talk about how to actually use it the right way. Because here's the truth, not all pomegranate products are created equal. In fact, most of what you see on the shelves is more harmful than helpful. If you choose the wrong kind, you won't feel a single benefit, and you might even make things worse. The number one mistake most men make is going for bottled pomegranate juice filled with added sugar. It looks healthy. It even says pomegranate on the label. But if you flip the bottle and check the ingredients, you'll often find high amounts of sugar, artificial flavors, and very little of the real fruit. And sugar is the enemy of your performance. It spikes your blood sugar, damages your blood vessels, and lowers testosterone. Think about the irony. You drink something hoping to feel younger, but the sugar in it is actually accelerating the very aging process you're trying to fight. So what's the right way? The best option is fresh pomegranate straight from the fruit itself. Yes, it takes a little effort to cut it open and scoop out the seeds, but those ruby red arils are where the real magic is. That's where you'll find the highest concentration of antioxidants and the compounds that boost your nitric oxide. Eating the seeds whole, or sprinkling them over a salad, or even blending them into a smoothie, those are powerful ways to let the fruit work inside your body. Another great option, if you prefer liquid, is making your own juice at home. Simply press or blend the seeds and drink it fresh. No added sugar, no preservatives, just pure pomegranate. That way, you get all the benefits without the hidden damage. And if you're a man over 50 who's serious about reclaiming your vitality, this small effort pays off in a massive way. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 men, both 55 years old. One buys the sugary bottle from the supermarket and drinks it every morning. He believes he's doing something good, but his blood sugar spikes, his arteries suffer, and his testosterone stays low. The other man spends 5 minutes preparing fresh pomegranate at home. Within weeks, his circulation improves, his energy levels rise, and he starts noticing that intimate moments feel stronger, more intense, more alive. Same fruit, completely different results, all because of the form in which they consumed it. And here's the fascinating part. Consistency matters more than quantity. You don't need to drown yourself in juice or eat mountains of seeds in one day In fact, overloading can cause digestive discomfort. What works best is moderate, regular consumption. A handful of seeds a few times a week or a small glass of fresh juice can gradually transform your circulation, your hormone balance, and yes, your ability to experience powerful orgasms again. Now imagine combining this habit with a lifestyle that removes the real enemies. Because right now, millions of men are unknowingly sabotaging themselves. They add pomegranate, they try to eat better, but they still include two extremely common foods in their diet. Foods that silently erode blood flow, wreck hormonal balance, and weaken your most intimate experiences. And the scary part? These are foods most men believe are healthy, foods they've been told for decades are good for them. But the truth is very different. Stay with me, because in just a moment I'll reveal those hidden enemies. Once you know what they are, you'll understand why even the best superfoods like pomegranate can't work if you're poisoning your body at the same time. We've talked about the power of pomegranate. We've talked about why it can bring back that intensity most men lose after 50. But now it's time to expose the real enemies. Because here's the truth. No matter how much pomegranate you eat, no matter how many healthy habits you try to build, if these foods are still in your diet, they will quietly rob you of your vitality. The first hidden enemy is processed vegetable oils. Things like soybean oil, corn oil, and canola oil. They're everywhere. In fried foods, packaged snacks, even in so-called healthy dressings and sauces. The problem is that these oils are loaded with omega-6 fats that, in high amounts, trigger chronic inflammation. And when your arteries are inflamed, they narrow, they stiffen, and blood simply can't flow the way it should. Remember, your performance depends on circulation. You can drink fresh pomegranate every day, but if you're drowning your body in these oils, your blood vessels remain damaged, and weaker circulation means weaker orgasms, plain and simple. Now let's move on to the second enemy, refined sugar. It sounds obvious, but most men don't realize just how deep the problem goes. Sugar is in almost everything: breads, sauces, cereals, even foods marketed as light or healthy. Over time, sugar spikes your blood sugar, forces your insulin levels up, and causes damage to the lining of your arteries. That damage is like rust inside a pipe. It weakens the walls, makes them less flexible, and blocks the very blood flow you're trying to restore. And here's the scary part. Sugar also crushes testosterone levels. Every spike leads to a crash. And with lower testosterone, your drive, your energy, your masculinity itself begin to fade away. Think about that for a second. These two foods, vegetable oils and refined sugar, are like silent thieves. They sneak into your daily meals, they taste harmless, they're even sold as if they were good for you. But slowly, silently, they strip away the very foundation of your manhood. And when you combine them with age, the result is predictable. Weaker performance, lower energy, and intimacy that feels like a shadow of what it once was. Now let's put this all together. Imagine two paths. On the first path is the average man over 50. He doesn't know the truth, so he keeps eating processed foods, fried in vegetable oils packed with hidden sugars. His circulation declines, his testosterone plummets, and every year he feels less like himself. On the second path is the man who knows the secret. He adds pomegranate to his weekly routine, he avoids those hidden enemies, and he watches as his energy, his desire, and his pleasure return stronger than ever. Which man do you want to be? The one who accepts decline or the one who fights back and feels 18 again? Before we wrap up, I want you to take a moment and join the conversation. Leave a comment below with your country and tell me, do you have easy access to pomegranate where you live? This will help us see how men all over the world can benefit, and you might even discover tips from other men watching in different parts of the globe. And if you found this video valuable, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now, because this is just the beginning. Every week, we'll be uncovering more secrets to restore your vitality, boost your health, and protect your masculinity as you age. Don't miss it. Your future self will thank you. Gentlemen, remember this. Aging is natural, but decline is optional. By making smart choices today, you can enjoy the kind of energy, strength, and passion that most men believe is gone forever. Add the right foods, cut out the hidden enemies, and your body will respond in ways that will truly surprise you. This has been Dr. Norah Carter, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take control of your health, protect your vitality, and never settle for less than the life you deserve.